cancer can be prevented. I'm going to put it.
Until then, I don't have much to say.
The gene sequence I'm talking about is, if you do gene sequence, you can see whether you are prone to have it, and some people go and cut off their breast before it even develops and metastasize too. Alright, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching us from, within Nigeria or outside. So my name is Pardon Wibu Sylvester. I'm the director of the Media and Creative Team or Directorate of the Nigerian Medical Laboratory Science Student Association, University of Jos Chapter. And I'm with someone special. I know. You can just introduce yourself.
My name is Nakama Dagal, and I am the Director of Health of the Nigerian Medical Laboratory Science Student Association of the University of Jos. Thank you so much, Pardon, for having me. It's an honor.
The pleasure is mine.
Thank you.
Yeah, and basically, this special directorate, as you can see, you're doing like a week-long awareness on cancer, or breast cancer to be specific. And our audience might be wondering, or me wondering, like, why breast cancer awareness? Okay,
I don't know if you've been saying PinkOctober.
Yeah.
Well, October is a month that is designed or has been picked for breast cancer awareness. So as medical laboratory science students, we are trying to also advocate breast cancer. Exactly. We want to play our part in making awareness on breast cancer. And apart from that, let's not forget that breast cancer is one of the most common cancers in women. Exactly. So that's what makes it more important again to advocate for. Yeah.
Okay. So some of our audience might not be in the health sector, and they might be wondering what's even cancer, even breast cancer to begin with. Yeah.
Okay. From cancer.
Yeah.
Cancer is a disease that results from a high proliferation of your body's own cells. By proliferation, I mean multiplications, when your body's own cells start multiplying way more than they are supposed to, and then they end up forming a tumor called, that's basically what cancer is. So when you say breast cancer, you're trying to say that
the one that's occurring
in the breast, the cells of the breast.
Wow. So that's amazing.
Thank you.
They might be wondering, like, okay, medical laboratory scientist or medical laboratory science, like, what's our role as medical laboratory scientists or science in the whole stuff of breast cancer?
Okay. Yeah. So some people that are not in the medical laboratory science field might not know, but medical laboratory science is actually divided into 4 different branches. We have hematology, microbiology, chemical pathology, and histopathology. Now, histopathology is a branch of medical laboratory science that is in charge, that deals mainly on cancers. Exactly. So medical laboratory scientists play a very huge role in breast cancer diagnosis. They help diagnose cancers when they receive biopsy samples. They process these samples and then they check to see if they are cancerous or not. Okay, so they get both histopathology samples, tissue samples, and cytological samples. So basically in diagnosing and monitoring of cancer.
So basically we are the ones that find out if you even have it to begin with.
Exactly, but because we are always behind the scenes. Exactly. But we play, I would say, the major role when it comes to these things.
Histopaths are actually a very interesting topic.
It is
very interesting. So, there seems to be an increasing case of this cancer, both globally and within Nigeria. And what do you think are the basic challenges to either its treatment or so, like, of breast cancer? Okay,
when it comes to breast cancer, they will always tell you, anywhere you go, that the best way is early diagnosis. If cancer is detected early, that's when treatment will be better. So now, in Nigeria, I'm going to talk about Nigeria because we're in Nigeria.
Of course.
Like I said, histopathology laboratory is the lab that deals with diagnosis of cancer. But then, in Nigeria, you can only get a histopathology lab in federal medical centers and teaching hospitals. In fact, some of the federal medical centers, I'm not even sure they have histopathology laboratories. So when you don't have what's the word? Measures in place everywhere for this diagnosis. Imagine people in rural areas.
Exactly.
You don't have access to a lab like this. So most times before they get to the federal medical centers, the primary health care, the primary health care in the rural areas must have been trying to manage the cases. Meanwhile, cancer waits for nobody. So while you are trying to manage those cases, the cells are it's going far and far and far.
And that kind of place question in our minds, like, what's going on with the Nigerian healthcare system? Like,
the Nigerian healthcare system, I think that's another video, because that's why we always advocate when it comes to healthcare system in Nigeria. But my own is that basically, if we can have more histopathology laboratories within the nations, for people, especially in rural areas, you can have a general hospital. Where I come from, there is my local government. They have a general hospital, but then it has no histopathology lab. And mind you, that general hospital is not just serving the people of the local government, also the surrounding communities of that local government all come there. So imagine if from primary health care, they refer you to general hospital. In fact, sometimes from primary health care to cottage hospitals to general hospitals.
It's even funny. Sometimes you might not even know that was what's wrong.
She gets.
Because I remember, even my last medical posting, there was no histopath. So
exactly.
We don't even know how many countless people are having this and they are not aware.
Anyway, these are like the biggest challenges.
What do you think is the role of government? Like, what can government do to help? Wow.
Establish these labs. Let laboratories be. There is no. See, a hospital cannot work perfectly without a laboratory. Exactly. Doctors guess, but you need diagnosis for you to carry proper.
Kind of emphasize the needs.
Exactly.
To even pay attention to
the
lab aspects, the laboratory aspects.
And the problem is here. It's because it's behind the scenes, but people don't know that because it is not being paid attention to. A lot is at loss. Like, it costs a lot. So
government should even invest more in getting more equipment for the laboratories and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there are people now who are probably having breast cancer. They have already been diagnosed. What advice do you have for such people?
To be honest, if they tell you that you have breast cancer, obviously you'll be very overwhelmed with a lot of emotions and all that. But with the right care and support, I feel like if you're going strong, you'll be able to overcome. There is something I always say. They said that you cannot stop the storm, something like that, but you can adjust to the sails, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So when you take your physical health as important, your mental health is very important when it comes to such cases. So when they pay attention more to your mental health as they do to your physical health, and you have the adequate support, I still feel you can overcome. It's not, I won't say it's a dead sentence, but depends on the stage. So just you overcome.
Wow, it's really amazing having Nakama.
Thank you.
Director.
Thank you.
And I'll just wrap up. I'll be like, she said something very important about mental health, and one of the things we notice in the healthcare system is those that are in a better frame of mind get healed faster or treated quickly.
Yeah.
It's something that has been proven over time. So yes, it's a crazy stuff, and you might have heard the bad news, but you should calm down, take care of your mental health, and hopefully there are others that may have come out from the same stuff that you are in. And it's also a shout out to the government. It's a shout out now to help the citizens, please. A cry for help, because if only these things are diagnosed earlier, the treatment is much easier to be taken care of. That's it. And thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for taking this long time. And thank you also, Nakama.
Thank you, Liverpool.
I guess we'll just see you guys in the next one.
Right.
As I always say, peace out.